Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. I hope you guys are all doing well and are excited for Thanksgiving next week. I just wanted to get out my December setup a little bit early so that we could all enjoy the holidays and feel prepared for the month to come. So let's get started. This month I pulled out some new pens that I've been playing with. These are Stabilo pens. They're kind of like a fine liner with a very thin tip. You can use any other fine tipped marker that you have. And of course I also have my regular black fine liners. And later on I'll also be pulling in some pattern paper and washi as well. Since there are already so many great ideas for typical holiday layouts out there, I really wanted to do a different twist on it for this month. So I took some inspiration from FAIRISLE knitting and stitching, which I always think is so beautiful and it's so intricate. So here's an example of what I'm going to show you how to do here. I know it looks really intimidating and it's really not too hard. It just takes a little bit of time and patience. But I also turned this artwork into a printable if you want to just go ahead and print that out. This cover does take a little bit of time since I decided to fill in the whole page with this stitching pattern, but you can also decide to do just a part of it if you want. So let me zoom you in here so you can see a little bit of how this gets done. So I'm just starting off with making a bunch of little X's. So if you're familiar with cross stitching, that's basically what you're doing, but with a pen instead of actual stitching. And if you're not familiar with stitching or knitting, usually these patterns come in like a grid and you just have to follow this pattern and fill in each square in the grid with a color. So for each of the boxes on my notebook, I split it into 4 basically. So one square will have 4 little X's in them. And I'm following some patterns that I found online, which I'll stick up on the screen for you here, just so that you can get an idea of what's out there. And feel free to just look up other cross-stitching patterns if you want to do a different kind of motif. I'm doing some Christmas trees here, and then I also did some snowflakes and also just some geometric patterns. And then of course I have that little strip in the lower part that has December all stitched out as well, which I'm going to show you how to do in the next page. So I like to start out each of these little strips of pattern in one main focal color. So for here I'm doing the dark green. And then after I filled in all of that main pattern, I like to go in and fill in every other box with a neutral color such as gray or tan. And this is definitely unnecessary, and if you choose not to do this, then you'll save a lot of time. But you can see here how there's a difference in how filled in it is. And thousands of little X's later, I end up with this finished pattern. And like I said, if you want to grab this printable, make sure you're subscribed to my newsletter. You can subscribe in the link in the description box down below, and you'll just print this out and paste it into your notebook like I'm doing here, and that'll save you a lot of time. And even though it takes a lot of time and patience to draw in thousands of little tiny X's, doesn't it just look so cool at the end? I think it's such a unique and interesting look once it's all together on the page like this, and it just makes you think of cozy Christmas sweaters, and that just makes me happy. So for the next spread, which is going to be the large monthly calendar, I'm starting off with that December title at the top here. So I'll zoom you guys in a little closer so you can see how I did that. It's pretty easy to figure out how to do this stitching pattern in letters, but I'll just leave a screenshot up here so that you can pause the video if you want to and just follow that as well. Next, I'm just going to draw in the grid for the calendar, so just starting with the outline and then filling in all the little lines. And then I'm going to make little boxes for the dates to go in and fill in all of those dates. At the top, I'm adding a box for my notes and to-do list, and then at the bottom, I'm just filling in a little bit of that empty space with a little festive saying. And since this is a pretty thin pen and doesn't have a lot of weight to it, I'm just adding some weight to the downstroke so that it looks a little more like brush lettering. Now all on the right side of this page, I have a little space for another little FAIRISLE motif, so I'll show you guys how I'm doing that right now. And I just found a pattern that I liked online. This is more of a geometric pattern than doing images like snowflakes or trees or anything like that. And I think this is just the perfect little decorative border for the edge of this page. I know that lately my Plan With Me themes have been more involved, but my thought is that it's just fun to play and stretch yourself creatively, so I've been trying to come up with new ideas that are different from things that are already out there to inspire you guys. But I just wanted to ask you guys if you enjoy these more complicated layouts or if you'd like to see more simple and basic layouts. So I'll leave a little poll in the corner here that you can vote on, or you can just leave a comment down below letting me know your thoughts. And I'm thinking of maybe doing some more basic setups in the beginning of the year just for people who are just starting out. So let me know what you guys think about that. Alright, so anyway, moving on to the next layout. For my first weekly layout, I'm starting off with 8 sections, and for each section I'm just drawing a rectangle. For the last one I'm actually splitting it into 2 smaller ones, but you can leave it as one depending on what kind of extra sections you need for planning. And I also sectioned off 3 lines at the top of each of these boxes for a little decorative border. So for each of these boxes, I'm just going to fill them in with different patterns, using the patterns I find online as inspiration, but really just playing with it. This is a really fun little exercise because each of these sections is really small, so it doesn't take a lot of time. I think this whole page took me 15 minutes tops. This is a great place for you to just explore and have fun with this, but I'll also put little screenshots of each of my boxes at the top here, just in case you want to follow the exact patterns that I did. And if you come up with your own, please tag me on Instagram. I would love to see what you guys come up with because I'm sure that everyone is going to have lots of different ideas, and I'd love to see what you guys come up with and repost them as well. For my next weekly layout, I'm starting off with some columns. So I have 4 on the left side and 3 on the right side, and in the empty space on the right, just filling in my different extra sections. And then I pulled out some patterned papers that I found in my stash. I didn't have a lot of like Fair Isle ones. I did find this one green one that you can see, but I also pulled out just different geometric patterns that I thought would still work and were in nice colors. So I just went ahead and cut out a few pieces of that to decorate the top of this page. And if you don't have pattern paper, you can also look for washi in your collection that might work for this, and maybe do a couple of rows stacked together to fill up that space. For my next layout, I pulled out this sheet of little washi strips that I found because I thought it had some nice patterns that would work with this, and I also cut out some more strips of patterned paper. If you guys don't have any of these 6x6 kind of paper pads, I would highly encourage you to go to a craft store and check out what they have, and I've even seen these on sale at like TJ Maxx and Marshalls, because I really like having these on hand for bullet journaling because you get a really good collection of papers that all coordinate, and it's really nice to use to collage onto your pages like I'm doing here. I'm doing one little cluster in the top left corner and then also one in like the bottom right corner, and I like to do this on opposite sides of the page just so that the spread is more balanced visually. I'm just doing a combination of the pattern paper that I cut out and also the washi strips and tape that I have, and I'm just organizing it until I like the way it looks. And using the washi is great because you can just play around until you like it and take it off if you don't, which as you can see I'm doing right here. I'm just filling in the rest of the page with some script headers for my days of the week, and then this spread is complete. For my last weekly spread for December, I'm starting off with a little mini calendar in the top left corner, and then I'm gonna make some long columns, 3 on the left side, and then I'm gonna have to split 4 on the right side, so the last column will have to be a little shorter to fit 2 boxes. And then to fill in that left side, I'm putting in little headers for my sections and putting in my dates here. And I wanted to do something a little more festive for this week since this is the week that Christmas falls on. So I wanted to do a really nice festive Christmas motif in the top right corner in that empty space. So I created a snowflake and 2 little reindeers and also another 2 snowflakes underneath these since I had some extra space. Aren't these just so cute? And again, I'll leave a screenshot for you up in the corner here so that you can follow the pattern if you want to. For a little bonus monthly spread for December, I wanted to do a really fun page to help you keep track of all your presents that you're going to give people. I'm starting off with a big header at the top that will span across both pages. And then I pulled out another little 6x6 pad that I was telling you guys about. I really like this one because it has really bright and fun colors, which I thought would be really nice for this page to make it really happy. So I pulled out a few patterns and cut them out. These are 2x4 little rectangles, and I'm just attaching them to my page with some washi tape along the top, only doing one side so that it's still able to be flipped open. And I'm going to decorate each one with a letter as well to represent the person that I want to do some present planning for. So you end up with these 4 little hinged boxes that you can write all your present ideas in. And the best part is if somebody accidentally opens your notebook, or even if you just want to post a photo of your journal page, the present ideas are a little bit hidden in there. Since my letter stickers are a really light color, I'm outlining those, and then I'm also going to add some very loose outlines around my boxes as well, just to give them a little bit more structure, and so that when you flip them open, you can still tell where the edge of your box is going to be. So this finishes off my December bullet journal setup. I hope you guys enjoyed this and that it gave you some new and fun ideas for things to include in your journal. Please remember to tag me if you recreate any of these spreads, and make sure you vote in the poll also, or leave me a comment. And I wish you guys all a very happy Thanksgiving and that you guys all have a safe and happy time with your friends and family. I'll see you guys again next time. Bye!